Chicago Public Schools and the Department of STEM welcome you to the first annual STEAM Fest powered by NASCAR. The design challenge this year will feature school gray band teams of up to 5 students designing a crash barrier that can absorb the most impact while keeping a driver safe during a NASCAR race. Let me show you what it's going to look like. Each team will be given a material bin to use in the construction of the barrier, and only the materials inside of this bin are allowed to be used for that construction. The materials will vary slightly depending on the grade band that you are in, and no additional materials will be provided for you, so use them wisely. Inside the bin, you will find, along with various other building materials, a Ziploc bag labeled barriers. Inside the bag, you'll find cardboard cutouts that represent the outside walls of the barrier. Each team will have 10 cutouts to use and reuse. Each barrier tested must have 2 cardboard wall cutouts representing both the front and the back of the barrier. What goes in between the walls is up to you and your team. Think about it as if you're making a sandwich, right? You're given the bread slices, but the filling can be whatever you want from the material bin. Once your barrier is built, student teams of up to 2 will take their barriers to the designated testing site where they will hand the testing judge the barrier. The barrier will be measured to ensure that it meets the design standards and constraints, and if approved, it will be placed along the track. A cart will then be released to crash into the barrier, and a sensor will measure the force of impact in newtons upon your barrier. Now keep in mind, the better your barrier design, the more impact the barrier will absorb, which means a lower impact reading on the car sensor, and thus a safer barrier for drivers. Each barrier will undergo 2 tests, and the average of those 2 tests will be recorded on a whiteboard and will be your team's score for that particular barrier. You may test as many barrier designs as you want within the allotted challenge time for your team. However, only 1 barrier can be tested at a time, and you must go back to the end of the line to test each additional barrier. In addition, each grade band will be given barrier size constraints. Please refer to the rules document that we've shared with schools for those specifics. Thank you all. We're so excited to have you designers and engineers come and participate in our first annual STEAM Fest powered by NASCAR. Now let's start those engines.